In this video, we'll see how to create this kind of explosion in Davinci Resolve. So the goal won't be to do a perfect explosion. The goal will be to understand how volumetric files work in Davinci Resolve. To create this explosion, we'll use a VDB file. So if you want to download high quality VDB files, you can go on ZongaFX. It's a really great website. You have a lot of free assets that you can download, and so as you can see, they are all very high quality. Generally, we use volumetric files to make smokes or fire in video games, but we can also use it in filmmaking to edit videos. So that's what we will do today. Also, if you want to use exactly the same assets as I use in this video, you can directly go on my website, filmacademy.io. I will also put the link in the description, and you will be able to download all the assets I use. Alright, so let's go to Davinci Resolve. I already created a project, and so the first thing we'll do is to import the video where we will want to add the explosion. So here is the original video, and so we'll go directly in Fusion, and the first thing we want to do in Fusion is to track the camera movement. To make that, we'll use a camera tracker. If you never used trackers before in Davinci Resolve, there are a lot of tutorials online about how it works. The purpose of this video is not to understand trackers, so we will go very fast on this part, but I will also do a video soon to explain how trackers work and everything. Anyway, so let's add the camera tracker. So we'll do shift space and search for camera tracker. Here it is. So I will add it, and the first thing you will do when you use the camera tracker is to click on the auto track button. In our case, it's just a simple footage. We don't have any character that we don't want to track. We don't really care. We can track the entire video. We don't have any element in motion or anything, so it's okay. We can directly auto track the whole video, and so it will take around 1 minute. Alright, we just auto track the video. Now we can go in the camera tab. As you can see, in our case, we don't really know which camera is used. It's just a stock video that I downloaded online, so I don't really know which camera I should define here. But if you use your own footage and you know which focal length you use in the video, you can just set everything in this tab. In our case, we'll go directly in the Solve tab and click on the Solve button. Again, we'll go very quick. Normally, when you track a video like this one, you try to adjust to have the better results. But in our case, it's okay if it's not perfect. Okay, we just solved, and we have a average solve error of 0.6, which is not amazing, but not so bad. So it's okay. If you have more than 1 pixel of solve error, you will probably have to make some adjustments to have a good result. So in our case, we'll let everything like this. 0.6 is not that bad, and we'll go in the export tab and we'll click on the export button. When we click on the export button, it will create for us a 3D scene, so we can preview the scene here if we want to see what happens. So as you can see, it created for us a camera and a few other things like a floor and the image in the background. In our case, we don't really need all of that. We only need the camera 3D, because we'll create a volumetric scene instead of the 3D scene that was created for us. So we'll remove everything except the camera 3D. And now we will create the volumetric scene. So to do that, we'll do shift space and we will add a UVolume. So in the UVolume, you will go to search the VDB file that you downloaded at the beginning of the video. In my case, I can just drag and drop it from the File Explorer to the Inspector tab here, and now the VDB file was imported. So if I open it and I unzoom, as you can see, we have a big explosion here. So the only issue we have right now is that the explosion is full white. It's not like a fire, and so we will try to deal with the colors of the volumetric file. To do that, as you can see here, we have an emission tab, and we can select a mode. In our case, we'll select the black body mode. So when we select this mode, Davinci will for us adjust some presets. And so when you select the black body field, you can see that a temperature field appears for you and that you can select the flames here. And so now Davinci just created for us the colors of the explosions. So that's what we wanted. And we don't have to adjust anything. Davinci for us added the flame preset, and we will now try to add this explosion in the scene. So to merge the volumetric file that we just added with the original seed, we could think that we could directly drag and drop here and just create a merge automatically between the two, but it won't work because you cannot directly connect a UVolume to a merge node. You will have to create a URenderer, and so let's do that now. So URenderer, and now that we have the URenderer, we will be able to directly add a merge between the original video and the explosion. So if you look here at the video, as you can see now we have the explosion in the scene. So there are still a few things that we need to adjust. First of all, if you go in the UVolume here, as you can see, the explosion is not in the good direction. So we'll need to rotate this UVolume here. To do that, we just have to go in the transform tab and adjust the X rotation. In our case, we'll put minus 90 here, and now it will be in the good direction. So if you watch the original video again, as you can see, it seems to work, but it's probably way too close from the camera. So we'll just put it a bit backward, and we'll also decrease a bit the size of the explosion. The issue we have now is that we cannot even see where is located the camera. So if we want to place correctly the explosion in the scene, you will not be able to do it precisely because you don't even know where is located the camera in your URenderer here. So we'll just add a UCamera to the URenderer, and so to do that, let's do shift space and look for UCamera. Now we just added a camera. We'll just try to connect it here in the URenderer, but we cannot connect two elements at once in the renderer, so we'll just create a merge between the UVolume and the UCamera. And now if we open the UMerge here, as you can see, now we have a camera, and we can understand now why we cannot see the explosion in the video now. It's because the explosion is not in the field of view of the camera. So we'll just move this explosion here. Okay, a bit too far. Okay, now it's way better. As you can see, we have the video again, the explosion again in the video, so I can just adjust it here, just make it a bit smaller if I want to. Alright, and I can just move it a bit here if I want. And so right now we already have the explosion in the video, but the thing is that the camera that we created in the URenderer is not following the movement of the video. So at the beginning we created a camera 3D here, but right now this camera is completely useless, and we cannot directly add this camera to the URenderer. Let's try to do it, but it won't work. There are a few issues with Davinci Resolve right now. We cannot really add directly a camera 3D in a URenderer. It won't work correctly. So if you try to do it, as you can see, the explosion completely disappears from the video. So we will need to say to the camera that you just created that we want it to follow the movements of the camera 3D that was created for us when we created the camera tracker here. To make that, we'll select the camera, the U camera here, and go to transform. Inside transform, then we'll just match all the translation and the rotations elements to the ones of the camera 3D. To make that, we'll just have to right click on these sliders here and click connect to, and then camera 3D, and then you will just select X offset for the X translation here, Y offset for the Y translation, again connect to camera 3D, Y offset, connect to camera 3D, Z offset, and same thing for the rotation here. And now the camera of the renderer will be following the original video movement. So as you can see, the camera is moving and we don't have to do anything. And so we already have it. You already have the explosion in the video with the camera placing correctly the explosion on the video. And so then if you want, you could just adjust the temperature of the explosion. You could just make it a bit blurry to make it more realistic maybe. But in our case, we'll let it by default and just export the video. To do that, let's go to the export tab, and we could just enter a file name @renderqueue renderroll, and we would get the video.